Welcome to our kitchen oasis. Today I'm going to show you how to make MITARASHI dango. MITARASHI dango is a traditional Japanese sweet snack made from glutinous rice flour. It's going to take only 30 minutes to make, so let's get started. For MITARASHI dango, you need 250 grams of glutinous rice flour. It has to be a glutinous rice flour, not rice flour. So please make sure that you've got the right flour. And 300 grams of silken tofu, which is a softer texture tofu. And then 25 grams of sugar. Now in a bowl, glutinous rice flour, and sugar. Mix it a little bit and then put the silken tofu in. So just mix it a little bit and then you can put your hand in the bowl. So I put 250 grams of glutinous rice flour, but silken tofu can have different amount of water from brand to brand. So you might have to add a little bit more or less flour, but I'll show you what consistency you're after. Okay, I find this consistency a little bit wet, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour. Same glutinous rice flour I'm adding. It really depends on the silken tofu. Last time I made it, it worked perfectly, but I must have got the different brand. So a little bit more. This is the consistency you're after. You just get a small piece and then sort of you can feel that it breaks up like that. So it's not sticky, but it's not too dry either. So this is the consistency you're after. Now I'm going to make a log out of this. And then cut in small pieces like that. This is about 10 grams and just roll it like that. Quite easy. Now I'm going to boil those dango, boiling water in a pot, and just drop them. So not put too much in the pot because they tend to get stuck together. So just not touching with each other, about that much. And you can boil it about 10 minutes to 15 minutes, depending on the size. And once it's cooked, it's going to come up to the surface. But I would like to leave it a little bit longer once it's on the surface, but I keep cooking a little longer than that. While I'm cooking the dango, I am going to make the sauce. I've added 3 tablespoons of sugar into a cold pan before you heat up, and then 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of potato starch, and 100 milliliter of water. Mix it well before you start the heat. So it's nice and smooth now, so the sugar doesn't have to be melted, by the way. So I'm going to now start the heat. So as you heat, you just consistently stir the contents, because you don't want that to be burnt. You can go with fairly high heat as long as you mix it really constantly, like this. After 3 minutes or so, it's starting to thicken. As you can see on the bottom, now you can see that some part is cooked and thickened, and you just keep mixing, scraping off all the bottom, otherwise it gets burnt or lumpy. Now it's very clear and thickened nicely, so you can turn the heat down and just make sure that all the sauce is cooked evenly. That is done. After 10 to 15 minutes, they're all floating on the surface, and that is cooked. So I'll take them out of the pot and into the icy water so that it's not going to stick to each other. Now I am going to thread these bowls, dangles, onto the skewer. I wet my fingers and then also the skewer, and probably 5 of them. Like that. And and then onto the plate. Now I'm going to pour the sauce onto the dango. Give generous amount. If the sauce gets thicker while you thread the dango balls, you can heat it again or even add a little bit of water to loosen it. But this is the consistency you're after. So if you put it in a refrigerator, the dango balls could get a bit hard, so I would recommend that you eat it on the day. All done! Hope you enjoy making this. It's great with a cup of green tea. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.